Right, guys, been a bit behind schedule with videos recently. It's been mad busy between this whole process and work and everything else. So yeah, sorry about that. I hopefully service will be resumed as normal. At least one video a week will start happening again now. Right, update. Done my fourth injection of test cyprinate. I moved from the enthanate to the cyprinate purely for availability. In all honesty, I don't feel as mentally geared and as mentally focused as I did on the enthanate. Definitely for the first 2 or 3 weeks, I noticed a dramatic difference. Not strength-wise, not kind of conditioning or body-wise, just more purely the mental side of things of, how you're focused and how you kind of push up it extra through training and so on. Also not as sensational fixation on the sex drive either. I just feel that personally enthanate responded better for what it was with me than the cyprinate, which I will be moving back on to enthanate hopefully on my next injection or the one after, and I'm also changing brands. Now the reason why I'm changing brands, myself and a few others have been made aware of a brand called CGX, which is fairly new in the marketplace to my knowledge. We've had an element of CGX tested. It came back as 96% with 0 contaminants. Now, to put that in perspective, you can have pharmaceutical grade drugs coming back and they probably will have, the odd few contaminants in it. It's incredibly rare to have a sort of underground PED that has 0 contaminants in it, let alone coming back over 90% in strength. So I think it'll be one to watch out for, and so I'm kind of really geared up and looking forward to not only going back onto the enthanate, but to also try and CGX. Currently I'm running 2 mil of Baltic, but my first try of CGX I'll run at 2 mil. If, because of the high potency of it, I may just reduce that back to 1 mil if I feel that's necessary. Still, health is the main aim of the game. I don't want to jeopardize any part of my health. So obviously, in a lot of cases, especially doing this kind of whole process fairly new, sometimes less is more, especially in the long run. As the more you cycle these drugs and the more you have that break off them, and your body resets and recalibrates, your andronone sensors, which help uptake the drugs and utilize the drugs you're using, become more and more sensitive the more times you do go on them and come off them for that length of time. Or you have a lower dose cycle, which is a larger cycle, that has been known to help andronone's sensitivity as well. Anyway, so that's the update on the drug side of things. Must admit, this last week, I have felt a lot better on the cyprinate. I think maybe it's a bit of an overlap time difference between the enthanate leaving and the cyprinate properly kicking in, or what, I don't know. But I am starting to feel a bit more like I was on enthanate, but nothing close to what the enthanate felt like. One or two other topics I do want to touch up on is I've been asked once or twice about intensities and what does intensity mean in terms of your training. Now, for a long time, I believe training intensely was, in that pain barrier and all the sweat and, the length of time. Intensity has a handful of meanings. Now, as I understand it, the main group of professional bodybuilders and athletes consider intensity as training with as near a 1 rep max weight loads as possible. So, between sort of 70 and 85% of your 1 rep max for certain exercises, if you can train that with sets and reps, that tends to be quite an intense exercise, an intense couple of sets. I also believe that you can train intensely with a lighter weight load. You still need sort of like a 60% of your 1 rep max, but it allows you to focus more on the stretching of the fascias, the engagement of the muscle, and using its full range of motion, without also possibly having the kind of psychological negative of the potential injury under a heavy load. I think both of them are extremely effective. I think that both of them have their place, and it's up to the individual to try out both and see how you feel and see which one you personally find works better for you. But neither one is a wrong step. But when you're training with the lighter load of intensity, don't be scared of that pain threshold. My personal opinion that after you've been training a while, or you get to know your body, you will know a difference between that kind of that hypertrophy pain. It's not what it is, but that's the best way I can explain it, is that your muscle is under fatigue and under stress and strain, which creates kind of like a burning, pumped full sensation, which if you can fight through and give it sort of 3, 5, 8 reps while in that sensation, then all the better, because under that pain conditions, your body is obviously going to change. It's a clear indication that the muscle being worked under that point is doing damage to the muscle, which you want in the gym. You will know a difference after a while between that and a potential risk of injury in that. So always listen to your body and make sure that you kind of understand what messages are being told to you, when and where and how. It's a really important tool of your training. Is just something as simple as knowing how your body feels and how your body works is a very, very important tool and skill to obtain in this. So yeah, intensities, play about with it, guys. Look at different programs, and go from there. Then basically, it's like you already know, and what I've already touched upon is, it's not one size fits all. Everyone is a unique person and a unique individual, and your body will respond completely differently to how your training partner may train, or how if you're trying to emulate and copy certain bodybuilders because you look up to them, or you feel like their way of training is superior, and because you're not that person, you will not obtain the same results as them. Some of the exercises they use may completely not hit that target area where you need to hit it. So just really refine your craft. And it takes hours and hours and hours and hours of just doing stuff at different angles and different grips and different weight levels. And there's a million different variables, guys. So play about with everything you can, and still, try and make it enjoyable at the end of the day, because to get anywhere, you're going to be doing it a long time. And the last topic I wanted to touch up on is to do with time. Now, between the problem that is modern society in terms of everyone wants everything yesterday, and they want it at as quick a pace and as easy a pace as possible. If you're one of those people, then trying to be a bodybuilder or trying to get any distance into this sport is not for you. I mean, even you could take some of the most ridiculous drugs, and it's still going to take a long time. It's not going to happen overnight. I mean, yeah, you see these guys who have had like these ridiculous 1-year steroid transformations, and yeah, that could be completely feasibly possible. But their genetics and their uptake of the stuff they're taking may be incredibly high and genetically advantageous that you just do not have. Secondly, you cannot rely 100% on the information you're being given online. I mean, they say a year, for all you know, it could be 2-3 years. You don't know that person. And it's the same point of kind of emulating training programs you see. Like, typical example, bodybuilding.com. I myself have used different training programs that have come from different training athletes like Dorian Yates and Jay Cutler and so on. And don't get me wrong, I did find them beneficial to a point, but not very quickly, but after a while you tend to realize that they are not you. They cannot, you cannot be able to obtain and achieve what they're recommending, because A, you're not them. B, you're not doing what they're doing and see that it's a marketing ploy, and they're selling you these training plans and that. But in reality, they've never trained exactly how it says like that. You know, it's purely for the fact of is that they're trying to hit a mass market, they're trying to obtain numbers, they're trying to obtain figures, and through that then they're trying to obtain money, and they're going to hit the mass spectrum of people as they can. So once again, it all leads down to you being the individual that you are, and you listen to yourself and playing about with things. So yeah, take a step back. Stop thinking that, you know, you're going to get 6 weeks to massive arms and you're going to get like 12 weeks to the best body of your life. It's complete bullshit. It is the biggest load of shit I've ever heard in my life. And if anyone goes on Facebook and you see, please take these 2 supplements, you can get in shape like any celebrity, blah, 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 I can tell you for a fact, I know people who have ordered it and it's a complete scam and it will wipe your bank account clean. So just be careful. Don't buy into any of these quick fixes. It's not a quick fix. If you want to do it, then do it and be in it for the long haul. Because by taking your time, by doing it over years and years and years, not only will you gain a greater self-respect, but other people will respect you for doing it too. And I think in the grand scheme of things, respect is a damn sight more important than what you can shove in your arm or your arse or wherever. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we are all human beings, and whether our economies thrive on cash or not, I believe that as a person in the world, you know, we can only trade and value people who we feel who are honest, loyal, and caring to others. So, going a bit off topic, I know, going a bit philosophical as well, but I think it's all important, and I think, you know, this whole bodybuilding thing is just one side to a whole person, and, you know, it has been a large part of my life, and it's been an extremely positive part of my life. I've met some incredible people through it. I've made some amazing, amazing friends through this whole experience, and, you know, I'm gonna do it till I can't do it anymore, or until the day I die. So, you know, just take it on board, learn your lessons, no shortcuts, and understand that it's going to take time. Have patience, and the more time you invest in it and yourself, the better results you'll have. Alright guys, anyway, another video coming up soon. Hopefully a couple of really, really cool topics I'm going to be touching up on. So yeah, take it easy guys.